Welcome everyone to my live. Come on in. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. Here we go. Boys, a little bit slow, a little laggy going on here this evening. Let's see how I sound. Oops, I apologize. That's extremely too loud. I apologize on that. All right, we're going to see if we're going to get a few people in here. So, this last week, I talked about headaches. I sent out a video about headaches and different ways to treat those headaches, and had a pretty decent response, I would think, to myself. So, if I go and look at my channel for a second, or I should say, we look at our channel, or my channel. See if I can get the words right here. So far, I've had 43 views for this, and it's been about 3 days. So unlike a lot of people who get thousands of views, I get a few views. So if we go and look at my analytics on this particular video, you have to click in 1,000 different clicks. So you can see over the last, since this morning, I should say since Sunday, I've gotten 43 actual views. And I've gotten, out of those 43 views, I've got 2.7 hours of watch time. It's kind of flattened out here a little bit. Average percent viewed, 51.5%. So that's how many people, that's the percentage. So they've watched about 3 minutes and 45 seconds of the entire video, which was 7 total minutes. I guess if you want to get too detailed, it was 7 minutes and 18 seconds long. So it's pretty decent. So 51% is really good. So as I talked about in my last live, that essentially, you know, if we can change a few things up, put in more B-roll, make things pop out more, you know, you can actually get more people onto your channel and go from that point. So if we look at the video, so I start out, let me turn on the volume a little bit, it's way too loud. There we go. So I go right into B-roll right off the bat. Let me see if I can blow it up here. It's kind of too small for you guys to see that. So I started basically my, liability clause. But I zoomed in, went to B-roll, pulled back out, flipped, and made the music end high pitched. So this is two different actual edits that I did here. I got this person, and then I had that initial pop-up that showed you. So I go into some B-roll that's going to discuss what I'm talking about this episode. Obviously, a lot of action. So I kind of show you the spine, the neck, what I'm talking about, the muscles themselves. Kind of threw in my another video that's related to headaches. Pulled in a card there to kind of give you guys a different viewpoint.
Sleeping patterns. If you're sleeping incorrectly, you're lengthening those muscles and stretching them out for a very long period of time, and that themselves can give you a lot of headache. Sometimes stress itself can cause a lot of problems when it comes to headache. You can get it from your jaw area, you can get it from those suboccipitals, as well as you can get it from the muscles in your neck, what we call your upper trapezius or trap muscles. They can all refer pain into your head.
So I did a lot of B-roll here, as you can all see. Let me get back out here for a second. So since I've changed a lot of that, as you can see pulling in, versus the old style, if I go back to an older video, so this was one of my older videos I did a while back. This was done in April of last year. So this, I spent a lot of time on just graphics and editing. I had the skull talking, I had the graphic pointing out, I have this graphic here, have some background music going on. But what I learned a lot is how to edit and stuff like that and put in graphics. But the reality is a lot of people weren't staying on this very long, this video, because it was too long of an intro. There was just me talking. There wasn't enough, even though I had all these little editing and different types of action things going on to stimulate you to continue to watch. It just wasn't enough of the content itself. Then I pulled this in. This is nice, but then this makes people click off too, even though it's real pretty. And obviously I put in my liability thing. So as of last year, 89 views. That's all I got on this video. And, I would say I learned thousands of dollars worth, but I didn't, I'm not even monetized, so I didn't own anything. So then I was starting to do a little bit of B-roll with some music. So I was just starting to learn how to do that, though obviously not any good at it. So I had a bunch of B-roll going in and out depending on what I was talking about. So I think what I'm going to do here, probably this next week or something like that, I think I'm going to re-edit this with all the skills that I learned so far since I've started YouTube. So I think this is definitely going to be one of the videos that I update because it had some good potential. I just think that I missed the buck here a lot. So as you can see, that video is over a year old and it only got 89 views. And this video has only been out for 3 days, and I've already gotten 43 views. So I'm almost half of what I got total on the other video, and that was over a year ago. So now this video didn't do too bad for me, obviously. 208 views. I'm still a nobody, which is fine. But this was 200. You know, let's talk about my one video that's done almost 5,000 views, and that one is my snapping hip. So I've done a few videos on snapping hip, and I need to do a few more because obviously a lot of people like that video or that content. And let's see if I can get to it. It's an old video. It's really not that. It has really nothing to it. So here it is. Nope, that's not it. I apologize. Let's see. Snapping hip. Where is it at? Do 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 do. It's so good I can't even find it. All right. Labral, home headache, sag, pain. There it is. This is the one that's, for some reason, of course, they're going to put a. I don't get a dime for any of this advertisement. So it's got 4,900 views. It's not bad. I'm not getting any subscribers out of this or more, you know. I'm pulling more people into my channel for this, so that's a good thing.
So, we're gonna bring up real close on you, boys and girls.
So as you can see, this is, there's no flash, there's no sizzle, there's no nothing.
Lines on either side of the spine. Kind of looks like that. And then the other one, that's psoas muscle.
But what that tells me is a few things. Either one,
Two muscles.
they came in here and saw the content, they saw what they wanted to hear and left.
Then you kind of split
Or
this
two,
and come underneath the groin. And
they came in, saw some of my other content that I did old-wise, and they didn't like it. So it's kind of interesting. Maybe they will come back.
become one.
But this is my one that's done the best so far. It's got almost 5,000 views for me, so that's really good for me being a nobody. Hey, Mr. Game Flint, how you doing, sir? So I'm talking here about my newest video and kind of showing my old stuff. I'm not sure how long you've been here, but I showed my snapping hip one. And what I've noticed so far this week, So this video I put up 3 days ago, and I'm looking at the analytics of it so far. So far, I've had 43 views on it. I've gotten 264 impressions and 11 unique views. So that means 264 times it was thrown out there. Estimated number of people that watched the content with the selected period. So that's not bad, 3 days. What I really like the best is they've watched, every single one of them watched at least 50%. So I'm at 51% of people watching my video. So that's going to throw my video out there more because people are watching this. When they do click on it, they're watching it for at least half of the time. So they're watching 51% of this. So that's pretty huge for me. I've had 7 return views on this one. So that's some of my diehards. So thank you all for coming out for that one. So out of the 43, though, only 7 have been the ones that returned. So this unique review hasn't really caught up because obviously it's only 7 out of the 43 that have come back. So there's 30 some people that are new to my channel. Notification bell. There's 254 of my subscribers got that notification. It says 100%. So obviously people aren't watching that. Any of my content. Most of my subscribers aren't. So I have like 1,700 subscribers. I got probably 10 that are watching on it. So a lot of these are just either people that are not interested or they were trying to do sub for sub or something along those lines. They didn't want to watch the content in the first place. Or they're just not watching YouTube anymore. That's a possibility too. Thanks. Have a good night. Now another one that's done well is this almost 3,000 hip labral tear.
Medical clinic on a daily basis, we hear from individuals suffering with hiatal hernia.
This is Average Joe PT. We're going to talk about reducing pain, reducing anxiety through education, improving function within your home environment. Today we're going to talk about labral tears of the hip, what you can do at home to help reduce your labral tears, and hopefully get you back to doing your activities. Stay tuned.
So that was a nice shorter one that I did. I really cut it down, and that piece should have been cut out more.
Skinny on this labral tear. 2 types. Trauma, you fall on it, or repetitive over a long time. You get out of the car the same way, you get off a forklift or something like that over and over again, and you wear the labrum down. Now that labrum basically is the outside of the socket where that ball fits in. It's nice and black around here. It works great. It's basically designed to give you stability to that ball.
So this is where I started to do more education, but I think we'll see how I do it. Let's look at because I'm curious, the analytics of this, because I've gotten 3,000, almost 3,000 views on this thing, though it's an old video. It had 21 subscribers. But when I look at, and this one didn't do too bad. This one did well because it was 47 was my percentage viewed. So 47.2% of the actual video was watched. So that's not too, that's for me, it's 4 minutes is what I get if I do a 6 or 7 minute video. I've stopped doing long videos for me because my content does not support it in the, look at, I got 2 people that have watched this video in the last 48 hours, and the reality is Key moments for audience retention. So you can see where the dip was. So they were still watching at this mark right here. This little mark here, 61% were watching still. Then it starts to tailor off. So I think, you know, it had good quality. It just didn't resonate enough with, I think, cuts, B-roll, maybe some actual pictures of the labrum itself versus me having that model showing tape around it. So I think it had potential. I wouldn't change anything. I mean, this is something from 2000. This is one of my 2020, I think, sometime. To look when it was actually made. Now, also the reality is let's look at one from October of this year. This was a shoulder one.
This is Average Joe PT. Today we're going to talk about shoulder pain in this episode based on trauma. So you guys better buckle in. Here we go. Now, accidents happen all the time. Whether it's a car accident, a sporting accident.
So I started to throw a lot more B-roll in some of these videos back then.
Anytime that you have one of those, the first thing you're going to do is stick your arms out. And what happens when you stick
What
your
I've
arms
noticed
out?
is leaving these extra videos inside of here, video inside of a video, they don't do well for me. I've tried it over and over again, and as you can see, I've only gotten 14 views out of this. Now, don't get me wrong, I think it's a decent video. I think the problem is the shoulder market for me is you know, like anything else, I'd have to do something just out of the crazy norm for people to click on for shoulder. So I've noticed that, you know, unless I start to get people that really want to see stuff on shoulder, I think I've kind of squeezed out what I can, unless I start doing something crazy, and that was going to get a lot of views, but it won't be what my channel's really designed for in the first place. So, and it's not something I could keep up anyways. So if we look at my latest analytics on my video here, and so as I was saying earlier, I'm pretty solid across the board here. I mean, I got at 8 seconds, I dip a little bit at a minute. At 2 minutes, I was at 90% at 2 minutes into the video. And then I came back up to, at 3 minutes, I was at 94%. So my retention rate at 3 minutes was 94%. That's freaking amazing for me, because so I think that's what happened. Then they dipped down about the 4 minute mark. I'm still at 85%. So right now, this average percentile viewed, it says 51, but if you look at my watch time, my percentage, 85% continue to watch this all the way through. So I'm really, really high on this. So I definitely hit the mark for this video. Hi Gwen, how are you? So I'm going over my latest video and kind of seeing if there's some points that you guys think of, as well as I think of, why the videos are doing well or not doing well, and how we can kind of critique each other's video, or at least give ourselves some hints on, hey, you know, I wouldn't have clicked on that, or I would, you know, because, you know, when you work so hard on videos, you kind of start to get biased and think that, oh yeah, this video is going to blow up, and in reality it doesn't. So Christmas and snowflake, nice. That's right. I don't have any snow where I live. So I'm going to go back to this. So this was my last video. And I'm going to go back to the one before then. So this was my video before then, and we're going to look at the analytics of it. I've had 9 views over the last 48 hours on this one. And this running about 50%. So of the retention, this is what it says 50.5, so this video is running really, really high. It's doing quite well. 98%, 96% retention. So that's another really good one that seems to be doing well. Number of views, it's had 90 views so far. It's at 5 hours. So, you know, if you can keep your viewer watching it longer, your watch time is going to start to go through the roof. Average duration was 3 minutes and 25 seconds that they watched it. So just peek at it here for a second.
This is Average Joe PT, and today we're going to talk about shoulder impingement. All right, so go ahead, stay tuned, buckle up. Like I've said in the past, we have 3 joints.
So I'm starting to change it a lot. Obviously, as you can see it from my old videos compared to now.
Lower clavicle, you got the shoulder blade, also known as the scapula, and then you got what we think the shoulder is, this ball called the humerus. Now today I'm going to talk a little bit about, as you see in the picture, the injection, what the doctor does and what they're trying to accomplish, and then also sending you to therapy for shoulder impingement. What is impingement? All right. Out on the World Wide Web, they're going to show you.
So this video is a redone video that I did. So look at it this way. I'm at duration now. So let's go back to this. See if I can click on this video before I redid it. So the old video. Trying to find it. Give me a second. Where is that shoulder video at? I know it's in here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it at? Isn't that crazy? That's what happens when you start to make too many videos over time. You start to lose track. Well, anyways, I can't seem to find it right now. That's quite frustrating. I apologize.
it's Joe P. And today we're going to talk about shoulder impingement.
Alright, that's where it's at. Let's find it here. Now I'm stubborn. Well, it's not in the first 50 videos. It's like anything else. And I'll find it, but it won't be till after this live is over. That's frustrating. Well, anyways, I just wanted to come on for a little bit and see if anybody's going to come on. So, everybody's busy on a Tuesday. Anyways, I'll be coming out with a new video coming out probably tomorrow afternoon once I get done with it. And so, stay tuned for that. But until next time, look up and keep smiling. Bye, folks.